to apply this pressure here. You can see Bullet is covering the rotation in case they go luggage. There's a man underneath. That's 4 players currently that we know are active, trying to find just one out. They have grenades. Here's those were my discs we talked about before. This is his offer. This is his safety, and that's a man trying to hold on. Finally dropped, but achieved is found in the meantime as well. A quick double for Cyber, potentially achieved, was trying to offer some assistance, offer some help, and he's been dropped. So now FaZe has a very quick recoup. They have to set themselves up again, reposition, and start to lock down the rest of the top floor.
Took a long while before they started using these grenades, however, but it doesn't matter because they have opened up the default into the blue bar, and that means they have the opportunity to try and go for the plant. There's still 2 nitro cells left in the hands of Team Solo mid, and as a grenade now would be used soon by Souls to clear out probably this mirror window. The C4 is already being pulled up. The smokes are coming out as well though, and that means it's being masked for a potential plant.
I think they wanted to bait out a little bit of utility, but they sneak through. Merc says no entry, and that's the man from above, and they didn't quite get the full lockdown, but they have got Geo down, and Souls has crept his way in around the back stairs. FaZe, and they have the confidence to hop in and go for these 1 versus 1s. They're setting themselves in these really good situations of, okay, well, we know where they are, and this is the highlight that we've seen FaZe do so consistently throughout this tournament. Their ability to thread their attacks step by step, procedurally sort of start to pull apart defenses. They've now taken another body on the top of White, and they're looking for one more all the way deep towards Hall of Fame from behind the billiard tables. Can't quite pocket Charlotte just yet, but he's in a very tough situation because you know that FaZe is well aware, and it's actually Geo that starts to suffer the next.
Astro taking a lot of damage and will go down eventually. Geo managing to get down, but as the last man standing, gets a great headshot down onto Cyber, but is afraid he's getting pressured from below. And as the pickup will be happening, no, well, not even. Bullet picking up the kill there. And his face to pick up round number 2.
Doubled on his shoulder as it was before. We had 2 players behind Pillar. Now it's just 1 slightly further away. The man slips through though, and Charla gets dropped on the corner. Geo will be told this, you assume, as soon as they start to piece together where it's happened from. But the spray is a lot of danger here as they drop themselves into blue. Geo finally finds some revenge. They find themselves in a tricky situation though, as Souls has taken this moment to slip his way through. Under all the explosions, the Banshee will not be so audible. It's achieved. He drops the Gemini around the opposite corner, doesn't know it's not the real one, and now he's got to see if he can get the crossfire as they try and stick the diffuser. It's Geo, goes big, digs his way round. There's 2 bodies above. They're going for a quick hop round the back side of the library, and he doesn't find him either. Geo's able to get a triple kill, buries his way through all the way to the back side of the office now, and Cameraman suddenly has a lot of work left to do. We can see 1 TSM body above with the cover and the split on the hatch as well. They've reset themselves up in a situation to get the response if they need to. He's aware, and he goes for a pre-fire, but doesn't quite win it out. It is now a 2 versus 1 situation with only 10 seconds. They've pulled back. They don't have to apply themselves with too much pressure. He takes it anyway. Geo for the 4K.
Such a strange round there by FaZe. They have full control. It was a 3-on-5 situation even. Punch and the run here from Achieved. Knew he was getting spotted, as of course you get that information nowadays. Second grenade will be popped, but also eaten by an ADS, so it's not going to be having any impact here as Geo tries to move back. As Selma will be, well, maybe making it a little bit difficult for him to play there, and smoke canisters will not pop. That means FaZe is going to be trying to go for the push right here. Cyber's already in deep.
Digs his way all the way in, and we can start to see them putting pressure onto Geo, but the plant is being stuck just on the close corners of the bar itself, sprayed over the top. There's 1 apiece. The C4 doesn't quite drop. Astro, who's able to stick it, though with a sliver of health, and that is across the board of FaZe right now. It just takes a scrape and a scratch from the guns remaining. There's the first, though, and Merc hits heads. Now he's just got to see if he can get the double round on the door. It's a big spray, and Achieved is able to bring something back. He's holding the diffuser. He swings, takes 1, goes aggressive. The pings are still consistently coming out on the other player. Merc is able to find the response there, gets the diffuser, and TSM get themselves back level.
Summers didn't really go as planned. They hoped to create a little bit of a bigger hole, but didn't matter in the end. They still went for the push. They still went for the plant.
Rolling forward, it's sort of a bit of a dead air now. As you can see, FaZe are rotating around potentially to kitchen window, even deeper actually, all the way past towards service. They're going for the split push here. He wants to apply some of this pressure towards the backside of that close wall and then see if they can go for the extension. Astro, He's going on a bit of a manhunt here, wants to see if they can, I guess, pull Merc a bit out of position, but with only 20 seconds, whatever they do here has got to be the impact. Will Merc know that the man's gone for the very wide rotation? He's able to slip past the mirror window that I don't think was being watched as the pings come through. That's the distraction of Sledge trying to dig up and draw them away from this lobby take, but it's Merc inside the middle of the courtyard, gives them something to think about, but with only 3 seconds, they got to try and dig through those 2 remaining players. It doesn't matter how you hop. TSM are able to find advantage yet
taken care of and will be shut down. So FaZe, they need to make sure that they're putting up some pressure. Grenade again being tossed in. It's a good grenade. Geometric will go down straight away. I'm wondering if there's going to be a second grenade to be used to try and confirm that. Not as of yet. Chala's getting quite close, has the opportunity to go for the pickup, but it's also the danger because if then the grenade comes in, be a double.
I think that mirror window, yep, did just get popped open. They're able to respond. Charla goes down. Geo is confirmed now. A bit of a trade. It was a dangerous pickup, and we've seen them play that grenade a couple times before. Astro is going to try and stick the plant, but that destruction above gives them real big food for thought. They knew where he was coming from, and now it's down to Merc to try and pull everything out. Buzz can't get around the corner, and FaZe find themselves on an even split with a bit of momentum before they head over to their defense. They know what game they want to play here, and it is no entry.
No, it is try and let them come in, and then at the moment they're getting closer, try and go for these plants. It's Bolo. The first headshot down onto Astro. Just sprayed through these metal barricades and was able to find the head as a result. And now the E1D will pop and they get some pings as well. They know exactly where one of these players is. He's going to go for the second. Yes, he will. Bolo is going to get a peek now by Souls. He's going to be doing some damage and eventually will shut him down. But damage already done. Bolo just entering and getting that double.
Merc is looking for the reverse on this angle. They're playing it a little bit cautious. Spray towards the legs as he goes for the rotation, able to slip past and sets himself up on the backside of Souls, who was able to get one more. But again, there's the ping, there's the lockdown, there is that intel. Cyber is joining them out, doesn't see the man on the other side of this perfectly. Now then, they only have about 40 seconds. They need to see if they can get just something put together. In terms of utility, they obviously have a lot from their actual operator utility. They have a lot of X-Kairos and they have a lot of swings of that hammer, but it doesn't really offer you too much. However, well, that's the utility that FaZe has. Swinging around the corner and being able to hit you with the C4 them directly vertically. They're not setting themselves up as you would on the hookah to get underneath.
That is a nasty spawn peek you just saw happen there as Cyber taking down Merc. Is the Ash gone?
Have those yellow pings, and Geo, you can get an idea, is pushing from roughly the other side, but not going for the direct here. Might be trying to swing up the hookah stairs, but another bullet hole peek. Another eye! And Bullet knocks Bulo back out of here.
Do you reckon he just left the drone on to be taken care of? And Astro gets a kill as well. Geo will fall. The diffuser is dropped, and FaZe are really taking this round into the ropes.
At all from them, though. And then you're obviously ending in Cafe, which is another great FaZe map. So, well, Astro with one more. The double and Cyber to lock off a flawless for FaZe. That's their third round they've tied in a row. Spaces that the thought were previously clear. The Vigil's causing problems around the backside of Aqua, and they're wondering whether they need to try and drop that fight now before they go underneath, or see if they can flood themselves off cool vibes. Achieved is going to keep the angle as Merc is the one that's making his way underneath, with Geo offering the split push, the bait of the play. As Cameraman throws the C4 out and then goes for the swing round the side to get the kill confirmed. Now, though, it's this 5 versus 3 situation. Geo with the hot hop inside to the blue bar itself. Has to try and stick it with the 12 seconds left, and achieved. Well, he wanted to offer the cover, but the cover comes from FaZe. They're going to try and stick the plant, with Charla doing everything to lock it off. There is one man left, and there is just Geo dug in around the back of the bar, dropped by Cameraman. They get a plant off, but it's at the cost of, well, FaZe now have mapped their M.
It was to make sure that no drones will be finding out about Cyber's position, and he's allowed to strike back as a result. They get the kill because of it. And look at Astro, he survives the second grenade and will be low on HP now, but it's still the man advantage here for FaZe. It is looking quite good for them. Only 35 seconds left and still a Banshee on the board. There's almost no utility to deal with it. Just one singular Ash charge. You see Merc is making his way over to try and deal with it as yet another member falls.
Well, there's still a body underneath too. They still have the lockdown on the vertical, as well as this lateral fight now, trying to offer cover, but torn up as soon as he swung around the corner. Merc has everything left to do to try and keep Coast in any sense of their control, but FaZe have come round the back of luggage. They're saying pack your bags already, mate. The impacts are flying over the top. 2 seconds, one more for the exit, and one more Merc, but FaZe Clan take Coast.
They might start to struggle to clear out some of this utility and some of the denial that is placed on these walls. Also, quickly look at the holes that have been created. So if they start jumping in from Trophy, surely they will be punished straight away by any of the FaZe members that are watching.
Well, Bullets passing on the good word that there's a man just around the other side of this window as Bolo goes for a bit of a rotation deep and underneath. They've been able to cut off an angle of surprise here, but as the drones steadily wear away, there's still a lot of movement in the guns of FaZe. He goes for the swing, but Astro has the cover and has a triple all from the stairs. Suddenly, FaZe is absolutely taking it in there. Merc is trying to dig himself in on the core of this bar. Charla has the entrance on the lobby side as well, on the sort of top annex there, so he's not entirely isolated, but he can't swing anywhere. He tries to go one way, he's going to be dropped by the body on side blue, but Cyber gives him the reward there, and you could see the instant disappearance of the man with the cover. He said, well, my number's done. I don't need to be here anymore because what I'm trying to protect is already dead. So Merc finds them another way. Dropped, though. The cross swing round on the little annex connector as there's the body on the door. Charla held himself on fireplace, as I said, with the protection from those back stairs on the backside of the bar, and they've been able to get him up, and now it's Souls on a sliver of health. I don't know if it's the sort of thing you can put money on, but I feel like this game's about to heat up, as probably is all chat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm already feeling what the all chat is about to come into as Souls here, the one man standing, is about to get a lot of pressure here. Spots have to go. You can go for the wallbang. No, he misses everything. And a flawless round of FaZe is being responded to by a flawless round of TSM. TSM putting up some pressure right now. Cyber has the opportunity to go back on a flank if he feels like it, but it seems like he will be joining the rest of the team, moving up from Solarium Stairs.
Yeah, it's the one loose body, but look at Achieve making his way underneath, but Merc bangs Souls and takes him out of the box as they start to coalesce around that point of pressure. It's going to get popped open, and Cyber desperately has to try and find his way back to site to offer some support here back towards this onslaught that's coming from TSM. One body over the piano trying to just hold on, but the way they pinch their pressure, he digs deep and gets bitten by K9 Corner as suddenly everything is starting to pull away from FaZe. Bullet swings and finds one in amongst the madness as the diffuser gets planted, gets the second onto piano to make his third, but Charla has the lockdown, and TSM have it. Body underneath, and Geo is able to pop open this box wall here and allow themselves just this approach, this ingress and pressure on Cyber, who is sticking in for all that he's worth. The C4 over the top does connect with Merc, gets the entrance. It's a similar fashion to how they did the first with it. It's a C4, but everything else is different now as he's going to try and become this point of pressure, wants to creep steadily further and go for the close swing, but nobody's home. In fact, you might have a rough idea on where they're going to come through next. It's the mezzanine, potentially.
Seems like they are aware yellow pinks are coming out. No, they're not. Cyber picks up a kill and cameraman will follow. A 5v2 situation is what's left, and TSM, again, is struggling to take control of this side. It again starts off with a C4 that finds its target, and as Geometric is trying to go aggressive right now, he spots out the player, but he doesn't win the gunfight. Charla will, however, trade. Bring it back to a 4-on-1. Going to be denying the flawless round right here, but he's not going to be able to do much more than that. Bullet picks up the final one, and that means FaZe are able to equalize the score.
Not the first off the board. It's all of that zapping. It's all of that mobile cover. I talked about the extension around the corner of the L with those angles, and that is what Clash is allowing. She's letting them have this swing round, this sort of guessing game of where are they going to pop through next? Where is the cover going to come from next? And Souls, he goes for a C4 out the window, but Achieved, he says, I'm going to read you like the books all around here, creeps his way round, looks away at the worst possible second, somehow wins it. Bolo, in the meantime, and Merc find one apiece. Clash is gone, and FaZe has absolutely crumbled here, but with only 20 seconds left, it's all down to Astro to see if he can lock himself in. No chance! And TSM gets a TSM bodies, an entire reshuffle, an entire replacement. They've realized where the push is, the pressure is. There's a grenade over the back of the bar with Jaeger being the only man holding on. They have the verticality so they can respond quickly, but It's a massive adaptation and change here from TSM.
It's a giant rotation coming through, actually. Achieved is going to be trying to push through the blue stairs, and right now it's only one member left on the top floor. Cyber is in a good position. He needs to make this shot slam, but it's going to be unable to do so. And the site is now under control of TSM right here, and they're going to get that plan down. 45 seconds soon on the clock, and there's no verticals to play with here. They're not going to be able to try and cancel this one. This is a round that TSM's to lose right now.
Gotta give credit to the call there. They saw that the site was pretty much empty and said, why face it? But now they've got to see if they can meet the marker. There's Clash and there's no more Clash. Dropped on the opposite side, leaving just Bullet inside the fireplace with big angles, no more TSM.
Two players there on the attack, very low on HP, but the fact is it is still a one-shot headshot game, and that's all you need to do is get these headshots. As Bullet does exactly that. Geo will go down, and we're finding ourselves in a 3-on-3 situation now where FaZe have the one-man advantage. But there is still going to be vertical. Bolo is still above, and he has the opportunity to go for the flank as he does exactly right now, moving towards the fireplace stairs, actually into library for now, just holding tight for a little bit, seeing if they would find out about his position as Charla chips away the HP of the one member that was still full.
Well, now they're aware of where Charla is, but Bolo's going round these big, grandiose steps on the backside. If he goes uncontested, we can see that a lot of the dedication has come from underneath. There it is, and there's a diffuser, the perfect reward. There is one coming up and screaming around blue stairs. That's going to be who Bolo finds himself in a fight with next. Lets himself on the close corner, drops it, and TSM put themselves 5-2 up and put themselves so much closer to taking revenge for losing their match. They've got to show why this site in that region is so big and why FaZe shouldn't have attempted it. Well, it looks like they might be setting up for something fast, that's for sure.
Now, get a couple of people down on the library balcony now, and that means that they will be taking control of that anytime soon. Astro and Bullet looking to take control. Smokes are going in. The E1D will pop as well. Second smoke as well, but Souls will go down, and that means the diffuser now will be dropped. And the second man goes in. Cameraman trying to go for that plant. Will there be anything to try and deny? Merc is missing the shots to go in aggressive, but Charla is going to be staying alive and denies that diffuser from going down. It's Astro now will fall. TSM, like, they struggled so much in the likes of FaZe, and now TSM able to win their second, now going through their third. If they take it down here, it's a very well-deserved victory for them.
Selma to open the soft for a bit of pace there and allows him the rotation as a thing. I don't know if the explosion opens up stuff around it, but look at this pressure. Around the back of Merc, there is an echo that's got to pop up, and he does. Sprays round the side, doesn't quite get it. Was too lost in the source. There's the catch on the man on the window, but suddenly it's a 4 versus 1. Now as they find them, or 4 versus 2, even as they find themselves in this situation, spraying over the top. Now it's this 4 versus 1 lockdown. They have more than enough time to go and get Bullet back up if they want to bring themselves to a full strength. You said they've got to rock a flawless to do it, and steadily Achieved is going to see if he can battle back through. But a sliver of health is all he's got. Now it's yet again this situation of getting him back up. The cross angle was there, and FaZe have themselves another round.
The man on the roof will be shutting him down as he moves into piano. That means he is going to be a very, very big risk here for FaZe in their setup.
The C4 is prepped here just on that bathroom window because they know FaZe likes to be opportunistic. But look at this. The man behind the man behind the man.
Oh!
Souls drops Cyber as he goes for the C4 swing. That puts them in a very tough situation. It's a big blow as Bolo gets the cover and one more. Swings round, but there's still 2 FaZe bodies pushing him. He's trying to lock down the other that's entered from the split there as the cover is off on the window side. He wants to get aggro, but doesn't know that Cyber's gone for a long rotation, dropped through the wall. As Charla is holding on to the best of his ability, 30 seconds, and they net and lock down the kill. There's the swing on the man, can't quite get the angle, but they know where he is, and those pings are consistent. 20 seconds to drop their way down and try and lock themselves inside on the site itself. He's gonna go and swing and try and take the first initiative. Does, gets it, goes back round to the wall that's popped open, but knows there's one on the back. It's Cyber though, who's able to lock it off from deep, take the trophy, put it on the wall, and put one more round on their board.
On the side of the kitchen window on the outside, of course. Might be going for a rappel up, as they might still be dealing with a potential player on that top floor, whilst cameraman is also rotating around. FaZe seem to be in a bit of a, well, discussion, because there's not much time left, and there's 2 or 3 different pushes going down at the same time.
That's the big problem. They're trying to work out where they want to make themselves a point of ingress, but they're entirely different situations. They finally found themselves coalescing, but Charla cuts the first down. He swings into the site. There's the response that TSM needed. Two people that can just watch themselves as the final swing comes around the backside. Has to stick it, can't, and TSM take themselves the map. Rest of the floor, make sure that they have themselves their rotation and angles. He's a bit concerned that someone might swing in, because TSM does often play that game. But with Achieved, he's crept his way all around into Fireplace. There's a bullet hole from Cyber on the backside.
Drone being taken out right after as well, and this allows FaZe to try and get back into it just a little bit, but Bolo able to pick up a kill. It's going to be turning it back into a TSM favor as he gets a second.
No, that's his third now, locked off as Gio's going to try and stick the plant with the ground that was made up earlier. They've actually dug themselves in on the close corners, and Souls and Bullet are separated on the opposite sides. Bullet went for a big rotate round the bottom of the red stairs, gave the game away, and they're trying to find where this diffuser went down. They're not entirely sure what site and what play in place it's been put, but it was dug in on that close corner where they thought there was still some control. Quad kill for Bolo now as he digs himself in. He's trying to find every single member of FaZe, and they've crept around the backside and the back stairs, holding on and thinking there might be a rotation from Zulu, but look at this, TSM, they're not swinging. Merc locks it off. So say if this one dropped, they'd often have another one just on the front of Freezer as well, and it really limits and it cuts off that style, that hold. Cyber, in the meantime, he's dropped and he's watching and waiting towards the heavens and heaven to see if he can take care of anybody that drops on that new hatch. But TSM have otherwise found their way entirely inside. They're not swinging wide as of yet. They're looking to secure a little bit more space, so we can see the blue bodies of FaZe going for wider rotates. There's one round the back of the stairs, no longer, as Merc cooks and fishes and finds a man. Drops cameraman, and another bullet hole is the hold here that Astro's trying to make round the backside of the opposite split. It's a drop. Turns away at the worst possible time as he swings around the back of Lumber, finds one, almost finds two, can't quite connect it as Bullet goes for the drop in the rotation with Cyber. They have in their pockets a C4, which could be a big blow, but with a triple coming from Gio, you've got to be able to do a little bit more at this moment in time. Holding on in 10 seconds, wants to strike at the worst possible angle. Drops one, they had the game, they had the trade, and TSM have a second
side of the small bakery, but the flanks are coming around, but the grenade is going to be coming up right above him. It's going to fall in between the reinforcement and the actual soft wall, however, and that means that he's going to stay alive just for now, though.
Goes deep, goes under, and he goes deep too. He swings round, but look at that, Souls with a double and a triple.
What?
As he swings round the backside. They went for a counter push, and it worked. FaZe, they're able to find a bit of momentum. They realized we need to respond. We need to get aggressive and battle back against them, and they entirely swarmed into to get a new position, to get themselves in a little bit of an adaptation. They kind of cut off the aggression that FaZe wanted, and now, well, they're prepped to get a bit of a response here as Bolo, he heads his way back up on the rope.
Waited for the flashbang to pop, so there would be no sound on the player out there to go for the repel. Nitro will go out, but will not find anything. 30 seconds left on that clock. TSM, they need to make sure that they move quickly now, and it seems like they're just going to run on the top floor. On the site right there, Souls will spray down one, but will he find more?
Well, they've got the beat on the one inside, but they didn't quite have the big rotation there as Bolo gets one more. There's another one, and there's a cold diffuser. They've got to get it up and see if they can stick it down. As they hop down, he's going to go for kills. He wants to swing around on the close corners now. They've got to try and apply some pressure onto the door. They're holding close. There goes the barbs. There goes the swing. There goes the diffuser yet again, and there goes another FaZe round. To find just a way in at this moment. Doesn't toy with the idea of that just yet. Concerned and might need it somewhere else. Now as they go deep, they're going to burn on the close side. They're covering it, but Souls is sheltered by that soft wall that's just to his left on that little bit of a bar. Achieved with another grenade, wants to bounce it round, but there's the disc that caught the first, wants to swing the second as Merc opens it up, and Gio is going to stick the plant, just caught them with the damage done before, and Gio, he's going to make sure that this sticks on the ground, gets another, as Achieved swings round, it's big cover and an Elder that goes burr, but not enough, and Bolo! TSM's doing it, as I said, it's trickle down. They're shepherding, they're pushing people out, they're trying to make them uncomfortable.
Banshee's still down or in the freezer, and that means if they will drop, Cyber is in a really good spot to try and pick them off one by one, and he is being covered himself by his shield, 2 discs, and I believe an even, and oh, that's a good grenade! I believe he might have got caught there, though, as no kill comes in, but it could have been a double if it was cooked properly, and now the Nitro comes in.
There's the C4, and there's Bolo, but Astro's there to make sure he doesn't quite have the role he had before. Charla wants to swing close onto VIP, but can't quite get the right angle, so Gio, as I said, the man is determined, and that is the the one determination to stick this diffuser and kill people in the midst of the trades too, but Cyber has the bit of the drop-down angle on the far side. They know where he is, and he just gets one more. Charla tried to swing into it, and suddenly Merc is isolated and very disconnected from where the diffuser is. They're well aware of the entrance he wants to take. He has to dig close, find one fight before even beginning to try and find the other, stuck on a chassis and sight.
Hallway quickly enough to make sure that they can put the pressure onto Geometric and Merc from two actual sites at the same time.
Well, pre-firing down Fireplace, they know they like to move fast, and I said they might not be effective, so they're going to prove me wrong. Gets the opener, but Bolo pushes deep and just doesn't survive. Bullet catches the end. You can see cameraman round the back corner, and there's Souls getting one more. But actually, Bullet takes it. Now it's a 4 versus 2, a perfect execute over the top of the white stairs there and over that top floor, and now they can start really beating down on the bearings inside this library. Achieved is looking for something as Charla suffers on the split side, holding onto the bottom of white, holding around the rotation and the swing. They are tapping towards him now, and he's found himself suffering without being able to get anything back.
Achieved every single time he goes off. He's just missing the shot, and the grenade will be securing a kill. Souls at least will go down. It's a start. Needs to find 3 more. Will be able to almost get the second, as Bullet will just barely survive. But there's still 30 seconds left. It's plenty of time here for FaZe to try and make something work, but he downs the diffuser. Cameraman, however, just quickly enough to make sure that Achieved will not do more than
that. Being punished, and why they haven't been able to lock off more of these rounds.
I should say, that is his role, and that's often where the Charla appreciation posts come from.
Yeah. Type Charla.
Where people just type Charla?
Chat type Charla.
Probably will do now as well.
100%.
That's a quick smoke actually being used there. Cameraman covering himself, allowing him to move through. Also, co-checker push seems to be coming in. This is going to be a rush.
Yep, they are smoking. They are moving. There's a man hopped up on the bomb. He does. I was going to say he can't quite get it, but look at this. That is TSM responding yet again to another run deeper. He's waiting for that time to get closer, because if he can cause a problem at that 15-second mark, that could turn into the biggest problem FaZe face this round.
Oh, the Excaliburs will be shut off by Charla there, who just doubles down to try and make it. Merc, however, fails to get the kill down onto Cyber, and now the kills start flowing in.
There's Achieved round on that rotation, gets the 2 round the backside. I said he could be that big problem that strikes when the iron is hot, and he made sure that, well, it's hotter than anything, but that diffuser is cold and sitting right in front of his eyes. 20 seconds, and FaZe has to entirely try and close themselves down on them. They're in this 2 versus 2 situation as they creep steadily closer. It's a quad, but finally put out of their misery now. They're looking for this other angle, and now it's a different 2 versus 2, but Charla with a cross angle is the one that pushes TSM back ahead around the backside. But look at the aggression of Merc underneath. Cameraman almost suffered from the run out, but Cyber has the lockout. He's been holding that position for such a long time, and finally it bears fruit as Achieved is taken off the board. There comes the fire, but nobody is home to get burnt as of yet, but the pop-off starts to come through. Merc gets one, can't lock the second. It's the cover from the Carly all the way from across Christmas corner. As Charla smokes off the back of the white stairs, so he gets the clean rotation all the way background. But look, there's so much time for FaZe Clan now to reassess, rebuild, and put pressure on with their man advantage. Bolo is in a little bit of a tight spot. The pings are coming around either side, and the shield, I believe, might have just been popped. He's gone through the gate as Astro drops the camera, gives away some of the game, plays around the danger, but cameraman in the meantime is saying, well, we know one's here, so let's swing around the opposite way. Good night. Bolo as Souls is the man that swings around in the close corners. Can't find it. Cyber is taken out of the freezer too, leaving just Geo holding on with that UMP on the backside. Cyber, though, pushes FaZe Clan back to that window. There's a big stretch and a big expansion of the TSM players at this moment in time, and FaZe, they're looking to see if they can try and take one more out of that before they go for their approach.
Have that 1-man advantage. They're going to try and make it 2, as you said, but first they need to make sure that they get the kill down onto Bolo, and I think this is exactly what Cyber will be doing to get a cameraman. That's going to be a hot breach. That's going to be the shotgun that will be coming out, because they will know he's there. There he comes, and he spots him. No, he doesn't, but he will still get the kill. That is going to be elevating FaZe here into a potential round that puts them onto match point.
Well, Merc is just round the corner, and he could be the surprise factor. He blows a C4 somewhere else, has a bullet hole, but look, FaZe has just gone into the site. Cyber's dropped in, and Charla locks him back out. A very important kill with Merc round the back of the white stairs, able to get a big bitter revenge, 40 seconds. And for the first time, FaZe has been scarpered a little bit on this approach. The Diffuser is in a very tricky situation with Merc keeping himself in this dangerous game. The hot ping says, we're watching, and you got 30 seconds, so you got to make a decision. You're going to try and push this hard, or are you going to wait for your build-up as before? There's one body that's above the freezer hatch. They're actually going for the rotate round under the back. They don't want to take the fight directly. Instead, recollecting the Diffuser, going for the double ping. Merc swings one, gets dropped on the other, and that was the right decision. But with only 15 seconds, Achieve round the back gets one more. The Diffuser is cold yet again. It's all down to Charla. Keeping the lockdown, swings on one, pulls slightly further back. They know exactly where he is, and they have the cover on the Diffuser. Can't make it. FaZe find themselves back. Finds a little bit more success after.
Kill should have really come in from cameraman down there onto Bolo as he was rotating up the white stairs. That should have been a secure kill. That should have been a man advantage for FaZe, but we're dealing with the complete opposite. We're all equal now. The Diffuser will be recovered, and FaZe is trying to find themselves a way to potentially enter because they have no control. Literally no control. They might be able to take Piano because there's a man repelled up right there, but there's still going to be nitros from below. This is all set up for failure here. If they manage to pull this out with only 2 or 3 drones available to them, that is going to be very big for them, but I don't think they will. 20 seconds left on that clock. Bolo misses the shots though, and it's only up to Souls.
Didn't matter, the cover was elsewhere, and 10 seconds is all he's got to do is, kill most of them and get the Diffuser and try and stick it. He gets the first down, locks it off. The pressure comes from underneath, though, and behind. And TSM, for their first time at SI, take us to groups. Take us to overtime.
Going back to groups.
We're not going back to
still available here on the Capitale, but they're still wondering whether or not they should go for it.
This is it. This is the moment that we see in FaZe players, this conversation. This around the minute mark, they will weigh up everything that they have and everything that they don't, and they've settled and decided on this is their best point of ingress. Opened up the rotations previously either side to make sure they can slip through as they burn, but the cover is going to come through. They know one's going to swing in on the close corners on the new bout, but there it goes. Souls with the first. They're going to try and stick it. There's an explosion underneath on the default, but it doesn't quite catch it. As Souls go down, they're going to stick it. They find it, but the cover comes through. It's a post plant. They just have to dig their way round with the one remaining player. Souls is down, but he's upstairs. They don't have the angle. They're trying to find the lock. They can't hear it. Have to take the drop in the fight, but this is TSM's round.
Here or later on in the round. Look at Souls and the HP that he carries on that Maestro. Could be an angle that is throwable from the skylight if they decide to go for it. But Cyber here in a very good spot, able to pick up one. Gets 2! Cyber, huge plays! Might keep them into the game right here if it isn't for Bolo that picks up the kill to Souls.
But the C4 from cameraman finds Bolo on that window and puts it just to Geo. He's got one close, flashes and goes for the drop. Elsewhere, hits himself, but he's going to find himself shot. And FaZe Clan take us all of the way through this time as Cyber goes for a massive rotation round to the back on the opposite side.
Gino trying to crawl back, making sure that he is staying safe and is not going to be the first one to drop because we know how important it may be. Look at the setup of the defenders though. That is going to be the entry from Bullet, but he instantly gets straight out by Merc, who takes Kojak under his control.
Creeps around the corner, and that opens up a bit of an avenue of space, but with Cyber holding the pinch on the far side, he drifts and he drops. Dangerously, Charla goes, but there is Bolo with a response, and this game is still so beautifully back and forth. Nobody is giving an inch because they know their opponents will take this mile. Dig Deeps has to go deeper. The smoke canister forces him to an uncomfortable situation, but he takes the fight. Astro is able to lock off Achieved, has the flat angle, but Kojak is where their number might get called from as Merc dances the danger angle all the way deep past that heavy machinery in the middle of the room. They're well aware, and Astro is the one that does the double. It's down to Bolo, but no! FaZe Clan make their mark on the grandest stage and find themselves knocking TSM down to the lower bracket.
Down they go, and FaZe will stay. The upper bracket will be their home. And they will knock down TSM, who, according to many, would have been the favorites from NA.